Today I'm going to cover permissions and roles. So roles, we have three roles in Google Cloud: primitive roles, predefined role, and custom roles. So this is very important for the GCP Associate Cloud Engineer exam. We should know what the role to assign for what task. Most of problem we cause solely wrong permission. So the lesson we are very important to us to learn how to easily control IAM. So read the last lesson. I am a control who can do which resource. So let's break into sentence. Down I am a component who members can do what, permission and roles. Who can do what and on which resource is services. So basically it's the permission. So let's talk about permission. Permission are the building block of IAM. Permission define what can be done, which resources. The format of permission in service.resource.verb. For example, compute.instances.stop permission will be managed to stopping VM. If user does not have permission, they will not able to stop instances. You cannot create new permissions. All the required permissions are created by Google Cloud and specific resource. So this is the permission. So role is a group of permission that you can assign member or user. You can create roles, add permission, or copy existing roles, adjust a permission. So IAM has three type of roles. Sorry for my typo. Primitive roles, predefined roles, custom roles. So let's see each of them in the brief. Primitive roles. Roles are historically available in Google Cloud Console. These roles are owner, editor, and viewer. So basic role include thousands of permissions across the Google Cloud services. In production environment, don't grant basic role unless there is no alternative. Instead, grant a most of limited predefined roles or custom roles that meet your needs. Predefined roles. Google Cloud has already created the most frequent used organization role. These are specific resource considered a compute admin. This role defines the compute.instance admin. This has multiple permission bundle inside it. So roles, compute instant admin permissions. So inside role we can have many permissions. Your compute.instant.delete, compute.instant.get, compute.instant.list, compute.instant.set machine type, compute.instant.start, compute.instant.start. So there are many permissions inside the role. So predefined roles allow us most of important principles of GCP, principal list privilege. So the third one role is the custom role. If predefined role does not satisfy your requirement, you can create custom roles by combining more than permission or by using a different modification in predefined roles. So one thing is not here, that custom role cannot be applied for folder level. So custom role are a great way to provide permission in newly created unconventional roles in the organization. However, these roles need to be managed by organization or anyone who has this responsibility. Keep in mind, GCP does not manage custom roles. You need to take care of those. This is enough about role and permission. In the next lesson, we will learn about IAM roles and type of members. So next lecture we are going to cover. So we will cover in this here. I am a member. I am a policy. Under a policy we are going here using policy troubleshooter. Okay. So apart from roles, role and permission is very important critical part which we learned previous lesson. So in this lesson, I am a component. I am a member, and I am a policies. I am a member and policy we are going to learn. I am a member. As per Google Cloud, a member can be Google account. So I'm a member. I'm a user of Google Cloud or service account, the apps or virtual machine in a Google groups. Google workspace, cloud identity domain that can be access resource. The identity of a member is the email address associated with the user, service account, or Google group and domain names. To simplify, let's look into diagram the below. Members. Google account is a member. Service account is also member. Google Groups is also member. Cloud identity Google Workspace domain is also member. Member of IAM can be Google account, service account, Google groups, Google identity domain, Google worksite domain. Apart from these, there are two predefined keywords represent certain type of member, all authenticator users or all user. So the value of all authenticator user is a specifical identifier that represent all service account and all user internet who is authorized with the Google account. This identifier include amounts that are not connected to Google Workspace or Cloud Identity domain, such as a personal Gmail account. User are not authenticated such a anymore visitor to included. All user, the value of all user is a specific identity that represent anyone who is the internet, including the authenticated and unauthenticated user. So now you know how many type of user are in GCP. Let's look how to control these member. So the policy is control of these member. So policy, binding policy member, Google account member, service account. Another member is the Google Workspace domain, Google domain. Role is a compute.image user, compute.instance admin user. So IAM policy is created whenever role or permission is granted to user. IAM policy is represented by the IAM policy object. IAM policy object consists of list of binding binds a list of members in the role. And let's look. So this is bind here in this policy, this bind in this here in the policy. So binding is a list of role, all user who have those role. Okay, so these are the things which we are going to learn here. And so using policy troubleshooter, so in this we are going here. So open policy troubleshoot from IAM. So this is IAM admin policy troubleshoot. We click here and fill the email of member. Enter the email ID you have used in sign up GCP. Select the project. Enter the permission to click. So we enter here email, the resource, permission, list from here. Check API call or clear. From the output, you can ensure that permission is validated against the role and list. So when we click here on the the binding will become binding role owner. This is Gmail. That's all. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel, and in the next lecture we are going to do practice for the lesson which we learned just now. And we have to recap, we learned about I am a role and permission, and I am a member and policies. So 4 things: we roles, permission, member, policies. Thank you for watching.